What if everything you were taught about money is wrong? Many people grow up hearing the same advice: study hard, work hard, get a good job, and your financial life will improve. It sounds reasonable. It sounds fair. But if that advice always worked, why do so many hardworking people still struggle with money? The strange truth is that earning more money does not always make you richer. In some cases, it can even make you poorer over time. Meanwhile, some people seem to get wealthier year after year, even when they are not working longer hours than everyone else. Today, I want to explore a question that affects almost all of us: why do the poor often get poorer, while the rich often get richer? And more importantly, what can you learn from this pattern, no matter where you are today? Money affects your choices, your stress levels, and your future. If you understand how it works, you can make better decisions. If you don't, you may spend years running in place without realizing why. Many people think the difference between rich and poor is intelligence. But that explanation is too simple. There are brilliant people who struggle financially and average people who build significant wealth. The real difference often comes down to habits, systems, and how money is used. The first insight is that poor people usually work for money, while rich people make money work for them. Imagine two friends. Sarah earns a good salary and spends almost all of it on living expenses, entertainment, and new things. Every month, she starts again from zero. David earns a similar salary. But every month, he puts some money into investments. At first, the amount is small. It doesn't seem impressive. But after several years, those investments begin generating returns. Then those returns start generating their own returns. This is the power of compound growth. At first, it moves slowly. Then it becomes surprisingly powerful. The rich often focus on building assets, things that can produce income or increase in value. The poor are often forced to focus only on today's expenses. This doesn't mean poor people are lazy or making bad choices. Often, they simply don't have enough extra money to invest. But understanding the difference is important. Wealth grows fastest when money starts working alongside you. The second insight is that expensive decisions hurt poor people more than rich people. Think about a broken washing machine. A wealthy person can replace it immediately. Problem solved. A person with little savings may need to borrow money, use a credit card, or delay the repair. That creates extra costs. Interest payments grow. Stress increases. The problem becomes larger than it was at the beginning. This happens everywhere. A rich person can buy quality shoes that last for years. A poor person may only afford cheaper shoes that wear out quickly. In the end, the poor person may spend more money replacing them again and again. This creates a difficult cycle. When you have limited resources, small problems become expensive problems. And expensive problems make it even harder to build savings. Many people think poverty is simply a lack of money. In reality, it is often a lack of financial margin. There is no room for mistakes, emergencies, or unexpected costs. And when you live under constant financial pressure, making long-term decisions becomes much harder. The third insight is that rich people often buy assets first, while others buy status first. Let's take a simple example. A young professional gets a pay raise. Suddenly, they can afford a newer car, a larger apartment, and more expensive vacations. Their lifestyle grows with their income. Another person receives the same raise. Instead of spending all of it, they invest part of the extra money. Their lifestyle improves a little, but not as much as their income. 10 years later, the difference can be huge. The first person may look successful from the outside. The second person may actually be financially secure. One of the biggest traps in modern life is trying to look rich instead of becoming rich. Social media makes this even harder. Every day, you see people showing luxury cars, expensive restaurants, and perfect vacations. But you rarely see bank accounts, investment portfolios, or debt levels. Real wealth is often quiet. Many wealthy people drive ordinary cars, live below their means, and focus on growing assets instead of impressing strangers. Now, before we continue, it's important to be realistic. Not everyone starts from the same position. Some people face challenges that others never experience. Education, family background, health, and opportunity all play a role. But even with those differences, financial habits still matter. You cannot control every economic condition around you. You cannot control where you were born. But you can influence how you use the money that passes through your hands. So what is one practical thing you can do differently? Pay yourself first. Most people spend money, pay bills, and save whatever is left over. Usually, very little remains. Try reversing the process. The moment you receive income, move a small percentage into savings or investments. Even if it's only 5%. Even if it feels insignificant. The amount matters less than the habit. You are teaching yourself that building assets is not something you do later. It is something you do now. Small actions repeated over many years often create results that seem impossible in the beginning. Your financial future will not be decided by one perfect decision. It will be shaped by hundreds of ordinary decisions that nobody notices. The gap between rich and poor is not only about money. It is also about time, habits, and the choices that compound year after year. Starting today, pay a little more attention to what your money is doing when you're not working. Because every dollar, euro, or pound has a job. The question is whether it's helping build your future or quietly disappearing. And remember this, you do not need to become rich overnight. You only need to move in the right direction consistently. A small step taken today can become a completely different life years from now.